Hey all, in today's video we're going to check out an n8n project that mixes AI agents with an ML model sitting right inside a code node, basically a follow-up riff on my last video where I pulled the same kind of stunt. Hope you dig the project, so let's dive into the demo. Before we launch our agent, let's look at the database structure. We have a dataset where we store all our data on students. This dataset will be used as a source for clustering and for the outputs of our system. There is also a session table. We store it to maintain the overall context during the execution of subagents, so that they can access the database and get up-to-date information. Alright, so here's the big picture rundown of our setup. We've got the main agent, that's our ChatGPT model, holding the fort. It keeps a simple memory for the whole session, so context sticks around nicely. Then we spin up two sidekicks. One subagent handles segmentation, and the other jumps in for all the heavy data analyze stuff. Want to see it in action? Just type something like generate a report, and the full pipeline fires up, both subagents kick off in one by one, and voila! We get a breakdown of the database across the dataset and its different segments. The final report is super detailed. Each cluster shows its key metrics and repeating patterns, and there's a separate section spelling out actionable tweaks and improvements. Nice and tidy, right? Okay, let's unpack the guts of our agent, step by step. Message drops in and we fire off a little helper workflow. Yep, that mini flow whose sole job is to whip up the context. Workflow basics. Pretty lightweight. We pass along the session ID, the current context record for that session, and do a quick sanity check. No context found? No sweat, we just spin up a brand new row in the database and stash the dataset description in there too. Okay, context sorted. So, once the whole thing kicks off, our orchestrator agent steps in. Inside its system prompt, we spell out exactly which subagents exist, what IDs they carry, and the preferred launch order. First up is the segmentation tool. That little guy's mission is to slice the dataset into segments and run clustering. When that node spins up, we hand it the session ID. For testing, we've got a handy stub in the code. You can inject a dummy ID that isn't available from the previous node, so the flow will grab either the stubbed value or whatever ID actually came down the wire. Next, the node fetches the session context and ships the dataset description over to the agent, asking it to pull out the numerical and categorical features. The system message lays out in painful detail what the agent must do and the exact JSON schema it should return via structured output. Once we've got both the raw dataset and the extracted parameters, we mash them together into one tidy bundle and feed that into an ML-based clustering block. The model crunches away and hands back a pure clustering report, no business fluff, which we promptly write into the session record. For a quick sanity check, we drop in a blank row with a random ID, pass along a dataset description, set our stub ID, run the full workflow, then peek at the table. Sure enough, the categorical and numerical parameters are filled in and the clustering report is right where it should be. Next up, we fire the business metrics tool, the one that turns our raw segment report into real-world insight. Same drill, we drop in the stub ID for testing, pull the session context, feed the freshly baked segment report plus the dataset description to our agent, and let it chew through the numbers. The agent runs its analysis, stores the upgraded results straight back into the database, and spits out a verbose report packed with recommendations, cross-segment comparisons, and the works. What's cool is that n8n happily juggles both AI agents and straight-up ML models right inside a code node, and the whole thing stays privacy-friendly because the model only sees field descriptions and summary stats. No raw data ever leaves the vault.